How did the Russian Revolution affect art and culture? Have you ever wondered how a revolution can change not just politics, but also art and culture? The Russian Revolution of 1917 did just that. It transformed the landscape of artistic expression in profound ways. Before the revolution, art mainly served the interests of the wealthy elite. After the revolution, artists began to see their work as a tool for social change, aimed at uplifting the working class. Many artists embraced the revolution with open arms. They viewed it as a chance to break away from traditional forms and create something new that reflected the ideals of socialism. The state took control of art education and production, abolishing the private art market. Museums were nationalized, and art became a public resource meant to educate and inspire everyone, not just the privileged few. Radical artists like Vasily Kandinsky and Alexander Rodchenko called themselves proletarians of the paintbrush. They aligned their work with the revolutionary cause and received government support. The state funded new museums and acquired avant-garde works, aiming to make art accessible to all. Over 60 new museums were planned, with millions of rubles allocated for modern art displays. These institutions focused on providing artistic education to the public. Debates about the role of art became a hot topic. Artists and critics discussed whether art should be purely experimental or should serve clear political purposes. Some believed art should be innovative and abstract, while others felt it should be realistic and easily understood. This tension between innovation and accessibility shaped the early years of Soviet cultural policy. However, by the late 1920s and early 1930s, the Soviet government tightened its grip on artistic expression. The regime introduced Socialist Realism as the only officially approved style. This required artists to depict the struggles and achievements of the working class in a realistic and optimistic manner. Art was expected to support the goals of socialism and be comprehensible to the masses. Abstract and experimental art was increasingly viewed as un-Soviet and faced discouragement or suppression. The shift to socialist realism marked the end of a brief period of artistic freedom. While the early years saw a flourishing of diverse styles, the later years were marked by strict state control and the promotion of a single aesthetic. Despite these restrictions, the Russian Revolution left a lasting impact on art and culture. It showed how art could be mobilized for social change and how cultural policy could shape public consciousness. From a socialist viewpoint, the revolution aimed to democratize creativity and integrate art into everyday life. It challenged the notion that art should belong to a privileged few and sought to make it a vital part of building a new society. While later restrictions on artistic freedom are often criticized, the initial vision of art as a force for social progress remains a powerful example of how political change can transform culture.